Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Well, thank you very much, Anthony. It's an honor to sign this, and we'll do it now. And then we'll take some questions. Some good ones, I think. Okay. We've been long-time allies, and I would say there's never been anybody better. We fought wars together. We never had any doubts, and it's a great honor to have you as my friend. It's a great honor to have you in the United States of America.
Do you see AUKUS as a deterrent for China in the Indo-Pacific?
Yeah, I do. I think it is, but I don't think we're going to need it. I think we'll be just fine with China. China doesn't want to do that. First of all, the United States is the strongest military power in the world by far. It's not even close. Not even close. We have the best equipment. We have the best of everything, and nobody's going to mess with that. And I don't see that at all with President Xi. I think we're going to get along very well as it pertains to Taiwan and others. Now, that doesn't mean it's not the apple of his eye, because probably it is, but I don't see anything happening. We have a very good trade relationship. We're going to have a very good, I think when we leave South Korea, could be wrong, but I think we'll end up with a very strong trade deal. Both of us will be happy. I don't see that happening, no.
Well, joining me live is the Centre for Strategic and International Studies Director of Critical Minerals Security Program. Her name is Gracelyn Bhaskaran. Gracelyn, thanks so much for your time. What do you make of the deal? An $8 billion deal. Is the US getting the best out of us?
Thanks so much for having me. It's a great day to be here. This is a really big deal because this is the first major deal where rubber hits a road. We've had a lot of agreements to agree over the last 10 years when it comes to minerals. We've signed MOUs, we've signed partnerships, we've had forums, but today is a day that we commit to actually spending the money that we need to make some of these really critical investments get off the road. It talks about things like offtake agreements, price floors, protecting the market from adversarial acquisitions of our assets to ensure that we're not handing them off to the wrong countries. So really, this has rolled out such a good toolkit for both of our countries.
Yeah, I guess the big question for us, and perhaps the US and Trump care a little less because they'll see it as a big win, but the big question for Australia is how China might react.
That's difficult because historically we know that the Australian mining sector and China are a highly vertically integrated industry. We know that Australia's minerals have historically gone to China for processing. But at the same time, you have to remember there's been a series of escalating rare earth export restrictions from April until now. And all of these still impact Australia. Australia was not exempt to any of these restrictions. So at the end of the day, Australia needs to work in its own best self-interest, and where it sees strategic partnerships, especially where they relate to both minerals and defense, as today's agreements did, it's a big win for Australia, even if China is uncomfortable with it.
Yeah. Was this this has been in negotiation for the past 4 or 5 months or so. Anthony Albanese wanted to meet Trump for the first time and they wanted to do a deal. This was certainly welcomed by Donald Trump. We saw that. How does this shape the rest of the relationship, do you think? because critical minerals has been really on his agenda, hasn't it? When he's not solving world wars.
A lot of wars in the world right now.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, look, minerals have become the currency of the world right now. If you go back to January, from that point on, we have seen minerals literally become the driver under which we have shaped our foreign policy. You saw it with Ukraine, you saw it with Saudi Arabia, you saw it in rhetoric around Greenland, Canada. So minerals really are how President Trump has centered his foreign policy. And here at home, so much of our domestic industrial strategy in terms of, the U.S. government is now the biggest shareholder of America's primary rare earths company. I mean, that's a big deal. That's not something we would have done 5 years ago. We've rolled out price floors. We've put out unprecedented amounts of financing. So really, minerals are not only a geopolitical form of currency, but they're also really driving domestic policy in a way that, oddly is reminiscent of China. This is what China did for 30 years.
Yes, they did. Graceland, great to talk to you and get the lowdown today. Appreciate it.